Hello friends. There are two important days in a person's life. One is the day when the person is born. Two is the day when the person knows why he or she is born. This question might have arisen in so many of us, and so many would be searching the second day. We are not alone in this, my friends, because many of the philosophers and scientists themselves have searched for the second day, why they were born. And today we are going to talk about one such person only, and that person's name is Galileo. Galileo, the name may sound a little different, but if you have seen any physics book, his name would have been there. He was a famous physicist and scientist. But if you have not seen that physics book also, there is a movie called as Angels and Demons, where Tom Hanks tries to save the cardinals who have been kidnapped by a secret society called as Illuminati. And how does he do that? Means in that, Tom Hanks uses the book of Galileo for using that path of illumination to find the cardinals to save them. In that movie, they say he was a secret society member, Illuminati member. But that's a conspiracy theory. We'll leave that. Wikipedia says he was a scientist, physicist, he was an astronomer, father of modern scientific method, father of modern science, and he was a polymath. And if you see what is the meaning of polymath is being good at many things. If you see, he was not good at only science. He was good at astronomy. He was good at not only physics. He was good at some other thing as well. This is what is called as polymath. And you should understand that every civil services aspirant is also a polymath. This concept of polymath, if you see, many philosophers and scientists were polymath. Einstein was a polymath. Leonardo da Vinci was a polymath. Many would be a polymath. But this concept of being good at different things or liking different subjects, liking geography and biology. This liking of different subject actually reduced a bit. And now where we are means we are in a stage where we think that this specialization in one subject is enough. So what we do is specialized in one subject. So that is how our skill development happens now. But if you see on the olden days means all these philosophers and scientists were polymath. You are modern day polymath. So I have seen UPSC students use this term derisively in the sense that we know everything, but we do not have any specialization. See, you should feel happy that you are a polymath. Now coming back to this story, yes, Galileo was also one person like you. Let us assume that. But he was also one other person. He was father of modern astronomy, not astrology. He was father of modern astronomy, the study of cosmos, looking at the skies and stars. He was good at that. But how he came about that, how he got that means he was observing. For example, he was observing the moon like every one of us. So from a young age, everyone would be observing. And in Tamil, there is a famous story also, Party Vada Suttakada. If you ask what is that black thing in that moon, they will say Party Vada Suttranga. Party means grandmother is cooking some vada. That is the story in Tamil, they say. What is that? So he was also wondering. At that time also people were wondering, right? So they wanted to see who that grandmother is. So they built that telescope, crude telescope. Many of them had started building that, and many had started watching the moon, and they wanted to know what was that. And they wanted to become that father of modern astronomy, But Galileo was also one such person. Many were there. Galileo was one such person. He was the only person who said that those irregularities, irregularities which you see, the black things, because the moon is a completely white sphere, but you see some black things. What is that perturbations? Many had doubt on that. Today we know, but on that day they did not know, and many had told many things. But Galileo was the one person who focused on that mountain with the crude telescope he made, and he said those are mountains. And you know what happened? Same way, everyone started abusing him. Everyone said he was lying. Everyone said he was arrogant because he was defying the laws of God. At that time, God or the power of religion was very strong. So he was said to be arrogant. So for example, in UPSC, everyone talks about guessing preliminary examination. Same way, he was also accused of guessing these things, guessing that it was mountains. You know what? But he did not guess. Wikipedia does not have the information that he loved painting. So his love actually was painting. Whenever he was confused, he used to paint. Whenever he had doubt, he used to paint. Whenever he was free, he used to paint. What he did was he loved painting. But his painting did not go about well. He did not sell many paintings. He could not sell many paintings, or many did not acknowledge him for his paintings. And many said that he was wasting his time. He was a lazy fellow, wasting all these times in doing paintings, which was not going to amount to anything, you know. But the point was that Galileo loved to paint. How do you balance these both? When someone says, or the world says, that you are wasting your time lazily doing something, and you love that stuff. So how do you balance that? Galileo did not know that. But he was like, okay, so chalo, anything they say, okay, let them say, I'll start painting. But it was true that those paintings did not amount to anything. But you know how he became that father of modern astronomy, how he judged that those things that he sees that in the moon are mountains. It was because of painting. You know, you should know that, see, our brain works in this fashion. Whatever we love, our brain gets molded in that. And that is why Buddha would say right thinking, right action, right knowledge, 8 paths for a happy life. Buddha gives that. In that, there will be a very important thing, right thinking, he says. Why? Because what you think, you become. So what you love, you become. So he was a painter. So, and if you ask any painters, you can ask anyone who loves painting, they will have this depth perception. Depth perception means having in the sense, everyone has depth perception. You would also have, and I would also have, otherwise we will not be able to drive safely in the road. You should know the depth of something, okay, when it is approaching. But painters have a different depth perception. They will see this. That is what, in the sense that is why they are different. They will see this world differently. Their eyes would see this world in a very beautiful, different way. And Galileo was one such person. You know, the one thing they said that it was useless for him, the one thing that they said was it was not going to amount anything for him, that made him father of astronomy. That which he actually loved made him father of astronomy. So for example, if you see tomorrow when you go inside the examination hall, tomorrow when you see those question papers, tomorrow when you see that moon, you know, you will find that mountain. You will definitely find those mountains hidden in that question paper, you know, because you have dedicated your time and effort for this examination for 2 years, many, or 3 years, many you have done many more years. See, spending this much amount of time for your goal and passion at this young age, so in your age, at this young age, it is not easy. This is not something everyone does. This is not something which everyone can do. You have done, you have put in your effort, you have loved UPSC. Tomorrow when you go, this love for your preparation, this love that you have given for UPSC, tomorrow you will see those mountains. I can assure you that you will see those mountains. And when you see those mountains, you will definitely clear this exam. And that is how Galileo found his second important day why he was born. And you will also find your second important day when you find those mountains in those modes. The reason I could not say it out in YouTube, but I did it for only one purpose. I did it for you clearing this preliminary examination. Nothing else was in my mind. I wanted the person who sees this video should clear this exam, and that was my focus. And yes, I have made mistakes in making, because I made it in a very short span of time. I have made mistakes. I have made some errors because I didn't reply to some messages. My sole intention was to make you clear this exam. In that, I could have made mistakes. I do agree to that. But you should understand, it was not out of ill intention that I did. I made it out of goodwill only. You would remove that and use this information for clearing your preliminary examination. And I hope to see you all clear this preliminary examination. Thank you and good night.